What is an offshore sportsbook and is it legal? Imagine placing a bet on your favorite team, but instead of using a local or state-licensed sportsbook, you log onto a website based in another country. That's what an offshore sportsbook is. These are online betting sites that operate outside the United States, often licensed in places like Costa Rica or other foreign countries. They accept bets from U.S. customers but do not have licenses from U.S. state gaming authorities. Because they are based outside U.S. borders, they are not governed by U.S. laws that regulate sports betting. Now, when it comes to whether using these sites is legal, the waters get a bit murky. Offshore sportsbooks are legal and regulated in their own countries, but in the United States, they are generally considered illegal to operate within U.S. borders without a state license. The laws like the Unlawful Internet Gambling Enforcement Act of 2009 target financial transactions between U.S. banks and these offshore operators. This means it's harder for U.S. banks to process deposits or withdrawals to these sites, but it does not make betting with them outright illegal for individuals. In fact, U.S. residents are not explicitly banned from placing bets on offshore sportsbooks. You can technically access and wager on these sites, but there are risks involved. Because they are not regulated by U.S. authorities, there are no protections if something goes wrong. If a site refuses to pay winnings or if there is a dispute, you have no legal recourse through U.S. courts. These sites also lack the oversight that U.S. licensed sportsbooks have, which means there's a higher chance of fraud or unreliable payouts. Many U.S. states are actively trying to stop residents from using offshore sportsbooks. They do this by issuing cease and desist orders and blocking access to these sites. The goal is to protect consumers, ensure fair play, and recover lost tax revenue. While offshore sportsbooks often offer advantages like more betting options, better odds, and fewer restrictions, these benefits come with increased risks. To sum it up, an offshore sportsbook is a foreign licensed online betting site that accepts U.S. players but operates outside U.S. legal rules. Using these sites is not explicitly illegal for bettors, but it is considered risky because they are not regulated by U.S. authorities. The lack of oversight can lead to problems like fraud or payout issues. As more states step up enforcement, it's important for bettors to understand these risks and weigh them carefully before placing bets on offshore platforms.